out of your eyesight. And he was a real good boy, so he always held my hands. He took that very seriously. My parents had the dream that if we would ever be found out, that maybe they would leave the children together and we would have each other if we were split up from the adults. Thank goodness that was never necessary, but my brother took it seriously. So wherever we were, in the beginning, of course, I was 6 months, I didn't walk yet, but he was always by my side and holding my hand. And from later on, from 2 years, after I was 2 years old, I remember that. Also, around a year, I must have thought at that time, you know, take one step, take 2 steps, you go walk on these mats. And I sat down and didn't want to do it. Until much later, and my brother holding onto my hand made me do it. But all the years that we were in hiding, I really disliked walking on these mats. It hurt my feet. And it's a memory that I can trigger today. If I walk on something rough without shoes on, you know, sand at the beach or anything like that, my feet don't like it. I always remember, and I really remember, those mats. I tell myself you can do it and you forget about it and you do walk on the beach. But just the initial touch, walking bare feet on the beach, is something I don't like. So noisy. Planes flying over Holland, bombers. As soon as one of the planes from Germany going to England or England going to Germany approached, for instance, Amsterdam, as a warning signal that a stray bomb could fall off the plane. And that happened sometimes because the bombs were attached underneath the wings, and sometimes they weren't screwed on tight enough, and with the shaking of the plane, they would just fall off. So the plane approaching Amsterdam, we would get an air raid siren. You can compare it very much to the sirens that the fire stations test every month. But for me, as a little child, I think it was even more piercing than those fire station sirens. As soon as that siren went off, there was a warning for people to go into shelters. Well, how could we go into a shelter? Shelters were usually basements. We couldn't even go outside. And then they had the 4 steep flights of stairs, and we probably would never make it. The strongest part of an Amsterdam row house is the staircase. So what happened to us, as soon as the siren went off, my mom grabbed the basket that she always had ready, and we used to open our front door and sit on the staircase, waiting quietly, till the plane had flown over and we would get another siren, what used to be the all clear signal. And then the invasion, and their armies pulled up to liberate Nazi-occupied Europe. They did that pretty fast. They came to Holland in September 1944 and liberated the southern part of Holland. The winter of 1944-1945 was a very harsh, very cold winter. Some scientists have compared it to a miniature ice time. It was unbelievably cold. It's something that the Dutch people were not used to. So when the Allies came to more or less the middle of Holland, and the southern part and the northern part of Holland is split by very large rivers. They realized that as the rivers were freezing over that they did not have the right equipment to liberate the rest of Holland. So they stopped. They figured if when spring comes and the ice thaws, then we will go on and liberate the rest of Holland. So here's this strange phenomenon. The people in the southern part of Holland are dancing in the street, they're liberated, and they're not occupied anymore, and we have another 8 months of a severe winter and a Nazi occupation. The grounds were frozen, there was no more food to be had, so we called it also the hunger winter. Just before the hunger winter, my father had